All right, everyone, we are here with a very special guest. We are joined by country music singer and star, Lainey Wilson. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you. I'm excited.
We are so excited. Love your energy. Love the outfit.
Love the outfit.
Thank you.
Like everything. Is this, I have to ask, like, is this like a custom
Yes.
fit? Like,
Yeah, so-
Tell us who you're wearing.
Yes.
I am wearing, since it's, Fashion Week and everything, this is Wrangler.
Okay.
I have a collection that I created with Wrangler. And this outfit right here, it pretty much just tells my story. Everything from the very first pair of bell bottoms I got, they were leopard print. The number 9, I was 9 years old when I wrote my first song, got my first horse. Went to Nashville for the first time, and 9 was a big year.
So 9 years old, a big year for Lainey.
Yeah.
9 years
Is that your
old.
dog as well?
This is my dog. This is Hippie Mae Wilson.
Yeah, amazing.
It's
love
her
it.
world, and I'm living in it.
What about the lightning bolts? Because lightning bolts are
Lightning
big for
bolts?
us, too.
Last year, our gear got struck by lightning 2 different times. So we had to put that on there.
Yeah. Twice is crazy.
I know. The barn, I grew up in Northeast Louisiana, and I grew up on a farm, John Deere tractor. My daddy's a farmer, ride horses. Pretty much, this is my bio.
Yeah.
I just need to wear it every day and be like, here's my bio.
Yep.
This is my Wikipedia page.
This is it right here. I'm wearing my Wikipedia.
Right in clothing
Yeah.
form. What's so cool.
Yes,
Really.
Thank
so,
you.
so
it really
cool.
is. I'm
Thank you
like
very much.
almost, I can't stop looking at
Right,
it.
it is. It is.
I'm excited.
Yes, it's amazing
It's almost
to
like
look
tattoos, but
Kind of.
in
And
an
I don't
outfit.
have a tattoo, so.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's
Wear it
cool
on your
because we got
jacket.
like the mini-me version too, so like mom and daughters
So
can.
cute.
Oh, I love that.
Can
Now,
wear
you
them
mentioned
match.
9 years old was a big year for you. You
Yeah.
have 9 on there. Can you bring us back a little bit before your career, has erupted into what
Yeah.
it is today? Bring us back to Lainey at 9 years old.
Oh my gosh, 9-year-old Laney. I wrote my first song. I was at my best friend's house. We were having like a sleepover, and we like split up, and she went to the back bedroom and I went to the front, and we were like, okay, let's write a song and see what happens. Then we come back and we share it with each other. And mine wasn't that bad. Actually, it's probably better than some of the stuff I've written in the past few years. And I remember going home and telling my mama, like, I wrote a song. And she's like, what in the world? Thinking I'll probably never do it again. And the next week, I just wrote her another one. I think it's because I'm from a town of 180 people, and there's not much to do except tell stories. And so I kind of got bit by the storytelling bug, and I wanted to do that. My daddy plays guitar, and he showed me a few chords, and that was it. Like, I've known from a very early age that I wanted to do this.
I was going to ask, because, you're with your best friend, you guys are just playing, we're going to write some songs.
Yeah.
Was that something before that age that you thought about? Or did you kind of write it and then go, I have something here?
Well, so being from such a small town, like country music where I'm from is more than a genre. It's truly like a way of life. You feel like you know the people on the radio, and you feel like they are singing like directly to you, and they're telling your stories. So the first time I sang out in public was my kindergarten graduation. There's a butterfly right here, and I sang Butterfly Kisses. And I knew even then that I liked being on stage, and I liked doing anything to get people's attention. Like,
Entertain.
yeah, my sister, I got on her nerves really, really bad. She's like, Lainey, we get it. But yeah, I think I knew then. And then once I started writing music, that was kind of all she wrote, and that's the only thing I know how to do.
How old were you when you left Louisiana?
19.
Okay.
I was 19. I took a little Flagstaff bumper pull camper trailer, and I lived in it for the first 3 years I was there. I've been in Nashville for 13 years.
Wow. How scary was that for you to leave?
You got to be a little bit crazy. I mean, to chase any kind of dream, y'all know how that is. Like, you got to be a little bit nuts. But I have a very supportive family. Like, my mom and daddy always knew that I wanted to do this, and they were going to help any way they possibly could, whether that meant like sign me up for honky tonk talent searches or whatever it was. They wanted to see me chase my dream. So it was terrifying.
Yeah.
I was living in a studio parking lot in my little camper. This guy named Jerry Cupid, who's also from my hometown, Baskin, Louisiana, he wanted to move to Nashville in the late 70s and be a producer-songwriter. So my grandfather had given him several $100 to move and get started. So as a favor in return, he just let me live in his studio parking lot.
Wow.
Yep.
What were the days like for you then? Like what did a day consist of? Your meals, like how was the living situation?
Girl, I lived on some ramen now. I lived on some ramen, some Little Caesars pizza. I was balling on a budget, and Reese cups and Slim Jims. And,
all good stuff.
And the jalapeno Cheetos. And, yeah, real healthy. But a day looked like waking up, walking out of my camper trailer, going into the studio and writing music with Jerry Cupid. And I did that for 3 years solid. On the weekends, I would travel to Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas, playing shows. Anybody that would let me play, I'd just go play for 4 hours, me and my guitar, and just start kind of like playing some of the new songs I had been writing out to see if they were worth the shit or not, you know?
Right.
So yeah, it's been a journey, and it wasn't until about year 7 when I got a publishing deal, and year 8 record deal, and like I said, I've been there for 13 years.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, you were absolutely grinding. What was that feeling like when you finally signed that record deal?
What's crazy is I always thought, you know how like it is when you're 16 and you're like, man, if I could just get a car.
Right.
Or if I could just get a boyfriend, or if I could just, you know. And I think I thought that way for a while, like if I could just get a publishing deal, if I could just get a record deal. But once I signed it, I found out pretty quick that like the hard work hadn't really even started. I was just like putting in my time just like everybody else. And it was like I had been like preparing for the race, and then I had just finally entered it. And these last few years, I've been running it.
Yeah.
So I think my view of the industry and everything it's changed. Like it all kind of seems like common sense until you're in it, and then you're like, I would have never known that it was anything like this. You know, all the blood, sweat, and tears and years and everything that you got to put into it just to like cover a little bit of ground.
Right.
Yeah. And entering this industry and getting that deal, was there anything that you told yourself or told the people surrounding you, like, I'm going to do this to set myself apart from everybody else, to really stand out?
I don't even know if it was a thing that I like said to my people, but I think my people knew that like the way that I talk is the way that I talk, the way that I dress is the way that I dress. And it's so crazy to think that like the thing that made me stand out was just by being myself. When I moved to Nashville, I thought everybody was going to talk like me and sound like me, and I got there and I realized pretty quick that it was just a big old melting pot. And everybody moved there for the same reasons. I mean, every hairdresser, every plumber, you name it, like they moved there to write music. And so you know, I had a lot of friends like move to town, and pretty much immediately they would sign publishing deals and record deals, and just passing me up left and right. But I knew that what I do, just like fashion and everything else, things go in style, go out, and they circle back around. And I knew that it was going to be specifically a timing thing. And so I'm just hard-headed and never went home, and I truly do think that it was all about timing.
Right. And it does feel like they, like you said, things come back around.
That's right.
Right? So it's like the country genre, maybe they get their taste something, then they come back around, they're like, you know, we need somebody who has that. That's country. Yeah. And like then like that's like, here you are.
That's right. Right
there.
If you want country, I got it. I got it.
Right there for that.
Yeah.
Rhea and I were joking that one of our favorite things, and I mean, we saw it happen, you know, I guess it was last month, or that we were like, oh my God, the Miley Cyrus honoring her at the Disney icons and having that kind of like full circle moment for you, because you would dress as Hannah Montana and perform.
I did for 5 years. So from 8th grade through 12th grade, I did like 3 or 4 birthday parties a weekend.
That's crazy.
Fairs.
That's so many.
Festivals. St. Jude. I would open up for Hannah Montana. So Lainey Wilson would play a few
Oh my gosh.
original songs and then go to the back and put on my Hannah Montana get up and
You were Hannah Montana.
I had the best of both worlds.
Right. It was like Miley Stewart opened up for Hannah Montana.
Yes.
Lainey
Yes.
Wilson opened up for Hannah Montana. That is genius. That is really
I was-
incredible. What gave you that idea?
My 8th grade teacher was like, I remember one day after class, she said, Lainey, if I buy you a Hannah Montana wig, will you just like show up to my little girl's birthday party? Because you kind of resemble her. Because I guess I resembled her back in the day. And I said, sure, but I already had like a portable sound system that I would take to nursing homes and anywhere that would let me sing. And I went and bought the karaoke track and I learned all 15 songs. And I'm telling you, like, I was killing it.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
I was killing it.
What was your favorite song to sing?
I mean, of course, you know, the kids get hyped for Best of Both Worlds.
Yeah.
I would throw in some Miley songs in there too. So, of course, The Climb and
Did you talk about this with Miley at the Disney Legends?
I did before I sang Best of Both Worlds, which talk about a full circle moment.
Yeah.
It was nuts, like looking down there at her, and I had never met her. I'm friends with her sister, Brandy, and Brandy had just done a remix of my song Wildflowers, Wild Horses. And also in that same week, Brandy put out that song. I got to go to St. Jude and perform as myself, which the very last time I impersonated Hannah Montana was at St. Jude. And I got to honor Miley, too, so that all happened in the same week. But I got to tell her, you know, how much that she meant to me, and she said that she learned a lot from playing the role, you know, Hannah Montana, and like she grew up like Hannah Montana influencing her, even the lines that she had to say and the songs that she had to sing, like that was a huge part of her life. But the funny thing is, I mean, she was a huge part of a lot of little girls' lives. Yeah.
That is incredible.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That is so cool.
It is so cool, and I feel like even just hearing it's like, you know, when you hear that Molly,
Right, the way,
it's
I can't even
it's
try.
So great. It's
Yeah.
no, it's so great. And Brandy is awesome. Brandy and their mom have been on our show.
Yeah.
And we've chatted with them,
love her.
and they're so great. So that's awesome that, like, you know, you get that
Yep.
whole connection with them. But as now currently, you are just off the charts. You are everywhere. Everybody's talking about you. You're entertainer of the year. You're just nominated again. I think I just saw it right now today
Yes.
as we're recording.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yes,
Thank you.
congratulations. So what is that feeling like now that you're saying, you know, you're working so hard, you're grinding in Nashville over, you know, 8 years before even just the deal, and now here you are, entertainer of the year and nominated again.
It's wild. I will tell you, like, I don't know if every artist gets to feel like the genuine support that I feel like I have. I feel like people in the business are truly cheering me on. I think it's probably because I've created so many friendships and relationships in the beginning.
Yeah.
When I didn't have absolutely anything to offer. And so it feels cool to be recognized, and especially be recognized by people that you look up to, and people in the industry that have like influenced you, inspired you, and now they're voting for you for Entertainer of the Year. I mean, that makes me feel like I'm just getting started, even though I've been around a long time. But it makes me feel like I really can do this, and I want longevity. I want to be in this years from now.
Yeah.
I want to, like, when I think about the kind of career I want to have, I think of Dolly Parton and Reba. I think about the ladies that just did their thing, and they weren't scared to step outside of the box and try new things that they had never done. But also at the same time, stay true to themselves.
Yeah. And have that career where we're still talking about them.
That's
today.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
You're touring now. What is the pressure kind of like post an entertainer of the year, multiple, where you're like, now you have to plan a new tour? It's like, what are you telling yourself you got to put into this next tour after winning awards like that?
Well, I will tell you, like, afterwards I was like, all right, now we got to show the people what we got, you know.
Yep.
But it's been fun. And of course, there's some pressure that comes along with that. But what I realize is I think I might do a little bit better under pressure because it makes me just like get with it, you know. And our team and everything has just like grown so fast. When you zoom out and you look at like all the years of nothing happening, and then like a few bunched together right there where it just seems like a lot. I mean, my team has gone from, I think we had 5 people on the road 2 years ago, and now we've got 60 something.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot that goes into creating the show that we can finally put on for people, and that feels good. I felt like, okay, let me prove to the folks who thought I deserved to be Entertainer of the Year why they thought I should be, and let me show the ones who thought I couldn't and didn't need to be why they chose me to be.
Exactly.
And what is that? Sorry,
No.
What does that mean to you also to be winning that award as a woman, because it is kind of a very male dominated category as far as past winners, and what did that kind of mean to you as a woman in country music?
It meant the world, and I mean, it is a shame that not more women have won. The only reason I'm even have the opportunity to be nominated is because of what the women before me have done. Miranda Lambert, Carrie Underwood, and then, you know, before them, the ladies of the 90s, and then you got your Wynonas and Reba, and I mean, it goes all the way back to Loretta and Patsy Cline and all the ladies that just didn't take no for an answer.
Yeah.
And so I know that the only reason, like I said, that I'm even just considered is because of what they've done. So I feel like there's a little change going on. I hope there is. Yeah. And I'm proud to be a little bit a part of it.
Yeah. And you talk about looking up to these amazing ladies, you know, all the way back. Do you have women who are breaking into the country music genre now that are trying to reach out to you and look for advice from you?
Yeah. And some of the questions they have for me, I'm like, I'm still learning. Yeah. I'm still learning right now too, you know. But I do want them to feel like they can come to me and we can figure it out together if I don't know it. But this industry is wild. It's hard. And it's hard to navigate when things happen so fast. But I have had a lot of women just like feel comfortable enough to share wisdom with me. And I mean, even like Melissa Etheridge, it was Grammy week, and she walks over to me. She like makes a beeline, and it's almost just like something told her she needed to share this with me. And she starts saying like, have you heard of the 85% rule? And I'm like, no. And I'm like jotting this down because I want to remember all this wisdom that people are sharing with me. And it was something I needed to hear. And she basically just said like, you know, you go out there and every single time you feel like you got to win people over. She said, just remember, like, it's important to just let them catch up. Don't try to win them over. She said the 85% rule, you go out there and you give it 85% and you leave yourself a little bit of wiggle room to, you know, not beat yourself up when you walk off the stage, because I like to get up there and lay it all out on the line. I want to feel like I really did something to make these people feel it. And that helped me. Just little things like that, little nuggets of wisdom that I try to share with this generation of ladies, because we got to lift each other up.
Right.
We got to be there for each other.
And it is nice to be able to pass it
it's beautiful
along.
that they pass it on to you, because I imagine it is also very competitive. Yeah. Like, did you feel that way, you know, when you were first starting getting, you know, coming up, and even now? Did you feel that competitive nature from the women and the men?
What's crazy is, like, I knew early on when I moved to Nashville that there were only like a couple spots for the ladies.
Yep.
I never quite like understood that, especially because I just have so many talented girlfriends. It's really unreal how incredible like storytellers they are, and vocalists and everything. And there's been times where I've said, like, man, if I had on a pair of skinny jeans and a backwards ball cap, I'd be a lot further along by now. But I truly do think that, like, when a girl makes it, it's a little bit different. Yeah. Because I think a lot of people realize everything that has to, like, go into it. I will say I don't know if I felt a lot of the, like, not competitiveness between me and my friends, at least. Yeah. We're always, like, a win for one of us is a win for all of us.
Absolutely.
Because it's got to be that mentality of hold hands and run to the finish line together.
Totally.
Right. And that means if one of us can do it, all of us can do it.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah. You just released your new album in August, Whirlwind, which is amazing.
Thank you.
And you do have a song on the album, Bar in Baton Rouge, that perhaps some inspiration was drawn from. We have our Coors Light in studio with us.
Yes.
Always.
What has your connection to Coors Light been?
I love my Coors Light. Like,
Thank God, because we do too.
Yeah, I know. My kind of girls.
Yep.
My kind of girls. We had this idea. My friend Casey Tyndall, she had, I think her husband was like grabbing a Coors Light out of the fridge or something and was like, I think it'd be pretty cool to write a song about staring at the mountains but not being anywhere near them. And you're singing about Coors Light. And I was like, well, good thing that we all love Coors Light. And like I said, I'm originally from Northeast Louisiana, a little town called Baskin. But I spent a lot of time down in Baton Rouge for like LSU football games and had some of the best memories of my life. Not all of them can I remember.
But Coors Light was involved.
Yes.
You just know that.
Yes, but it's been fun. We're partnered with them, and it's just a cool organic partnership, and I got to be a part of their Super Bowl ad last year, which is crazy to think about. Like when I got to call home and tell my folks like, hey, I'm going to be a part of a Super Bowl ad for Coors, they're like, okay, she's might be doing something.
Right.
Yeah.
Because like,
oh my gosh.
forget entertainer of
That's
the year.
right. Yeah. She's working with
She's
Coors.
She's in the Coors Light Super Bowl ad.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is amazing. I also like, what you said, that your friend's husband said, like, it's amazing staring at the mountains and being nowhere near them.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing. It is.
It's amazing. Feeling the taste. Well, we're so happy that you're here. I want to ask you, we sadly, I keep kind of checking because we do have to wrap up shortly, but I heard that you perhaps are back involved with Yellowstone.
Yes.
In some way. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So, I don't even know how much I could tell you, but I do know that, like, what I've heard, it's going to be a really great rest of season 5.
Yeah.
Taylor Sheridan, he's the writer and producer. He's been so good to me. He, like, put a song of mine, I believe it was, like, episode 1, season 2, and really kind of, like, introduced my music to a lot of people that love that Western way of life. Mm-hmm. And I had people come to my shows and be like, I found your music through Yellowstone. So then I realized how important that soundtrack to that show truly was and how people really paid attention to the music that was on that show. And just became friends with him, and I guess he thought maybe I could be an actress. I don't know. I've been acting a fool my whole life, so that's probably what it was.
I was going to say, like, it was how did you ever even think about wanting to do acting?
I thought, if the opportunity
you
presented itself, true.
You are an entertainer.
True. Yeah, so I guess I've done a little bit of acting. I did for 5 years. I knew that if it was any way that it would give me an opportunity to, like, share my music on a bigger platform, I 100% was like, sign me up, even though I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But what it did, I think, is it kind of, like, put a face to a name.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because when I got to be a part of the show, I had like a little bit of success on radio. But a lot of people, like, might know the song, but they don't know who sings it.
Yep.
And I think
that probably helped a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
Definitely.
It's like, there she is.
Yeah.
And she's an actress.
Yes. One last question before we wrap up. You are here during New York Fashion Week, and I feel like you do fit the part.
I'll take it.
Have you seen any shows while you're here? Are you going to at all?
I did get to see a show this morning, and it was so cool. Carolina Herrera, y'all.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, full circle moment, too, because last year at the CMAs, I wore her, and that was one of the biggest nights of my life, winning Entertainer of the Year. And then this morning, as I'm going to her fashion show, the nominations come out.
Wow.
And I'm
like, gosh, I've had chills.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I need to wear her every day.
Yeah.
Carolina, help me.
I will be in designer every day.
Yes, every day.
It will be
every
only
day.
bringing in good things.
Yeah.
which is amazing. And your outfit was beautiful. I know we were
Thank
just
you.
joking before that it was like you did still incorporate the bell bottoms a little.
Hey.
It was a jumpsuit.
I'm telling you, no, I love everything that she does, and it was cool just to be a part of that today. Like I was sitting back thinking, how in the world did I end up here with all these folks and like just watching these supermodels do their thing? Pretty cool.
Awesome.
That's amazing.
Awesome.
Well, congratulations on
Yeah.
all of your success,
Thank
your
you very
nominations, your wins.
Thank
It's
you.
been
Back on the road.
Yeah, back on the road, the tour, everything is
Album.
just amazing. You've had an incredible year.
Yeah. Thank
and I can imagine it only getting better for
Thank
Yeah.
you.
you.
So
That's
should
a lot.
we crack open a
yeah, we
Should
should
we?
actually. We
while
should
we have
cheers.
these
Let's do
ones
it.
that are- they're just
Oh,
sitting here
come
all
on
nice.
now.
Oh,
That's
nice
what I'm
and
talking
cold.
about. Yep.
Exactly. They're perfect.
Cheers.
We'll get
Crack
that
it
right in there.
open.
Yes.
Cheers.
And cheers.
y'all.
Thank you so
All right.
much for coming
Cheers.
in.
Oh, thank
Cheers.
Thank you so much, Lainey.
Woo.